Right now, at this very moment, you are carrying within you the most powerful force in the universe. It's not in some distant heaven. It's not hidden in ancient temples. It's not reserved for the chosen few. It's right there, beating in your heart, flowing through your breath, alive in every cell of your being. You see, most people spend their entire lives searching for God in all the wrong places. They look up at the sky hoping for a sign. They visit churches and temples thinking they'll find the divine in buildings made of stone. They read countless books and listen to endless sermons, believing that someone else holds the key to their spiritual connection. But here's what I want you to understand today, what I need you to really get. God isn't somewhere else. God is the energy inside you. This isn't just some feel-good philosophy I'm sharing with you. This is the fundamental truth of your existence. You are not separate from the divine. You are not disconnected from the source of all creation. You are that source, expressing itself as you. Every thought you think, every breath you take, every beat of your heart is the universe experiencing itself through your unique perspective. Think about this for a moment. Scientists tell us that the atoms in your body were forged in the hearts of dying stars billions of years ago. The carbon in your muscles, the iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, all of it came from ancient stellar explosions that scattered these elements across the cosmos. You are literally made of stardust. You are the universe made conscious, able to contemplate its own existence. But it goes much further than that. The energy that animates your body, that sparks your thoughts, that creates your emotions, this is the same energy that spins the planets in their orbits, that causes flowers to bloom, that moves the tides. There is no separation between you and this creative force. You are not just connected to it, you are it. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. If I'm really divine, if God is really inside me, then why do I feel so lost sometimes? Why do I struggle? Why do I feel disconnected and alone? And that's a fair question. The answer is simple but profound. You've forgotten who you are. You've been conditioned to believe you're small, limited, separate. You've been taught to look outside yourself for validation, for answers, for salvation. From the moment you were born, the world began telling you who you should be. Your parents, with the best intentions, tried to shape you into their vision of success. Your teachers filled your head with facts and figures, but forgot to tell you about the infinite wisdom that already resided within you. Society handed you a list of rules and expectations, never mentioning that you came into this world perfectly equipped with your own inner guidance system. As you grew up, you learned to doubt that inner voice. You started believing that others knew better than you did about what was right for your life. You began seeking approval from external sources instead of trusting the divine intelligence within you. You forgot that you came from the same source that creates mountains and moves oceans. But here's the beautiful thing, that divine essence has never left you. It can't leave you because it is you. No matter how far you've wandered from your true nature, no matter how confused or lost you've felt, that sacred energy has been there all along, waiting patiently for you to remember. Every time you've felt that sudden knowing in your gut, that was God speaking through you. Every moment of inspiration, every flash of creativity, every experience of unconditional love, that was the divine expressing itself as you. When you look at a sunset and feel that sense of awe, when you hold a newborn baby and feel overwhelmed with tenderness, when you listen to music that moves your soul, in those moments, you're experiencing God not as something separate from you, but as the very essence of who you are. The tragedy is that most people spend their lives seeking what they already have. They pray to a God they think is far away, not realizing they're having a conversation with themselves, with their highest self, their truest nature. They ask for guidance from above, when the wisdom they seek is already flowing through their veins. You don't need to earn God's love because you are God's love made manifest. You don't need to prove your worthiness because you were born worthy. You didn't come into this world flawed and broken, needing to be fixed. You came into this world as a perfect expression of divine creativity. equipped with everything you need to fulfill your purpose. Your purpose isn't something you have to find, it's something you have to remember. It's not a job title or a role you play. Your purpose is to be the fullest expression of who you truly are. When you align with your authentic self, when you trust the wisdom within you, when you act from love rather than fear, you're fulfilling your highest purpose. This means you have access to unlimited creativity. The same force that painted the northern lights across the sky lives within you. The same intelligence that orchestrates the perfect timing of seasons flows through your consciousness. You don't create from nothing. You create from the infinite field of possibility that you are connected to, that you are part of. When you truly understand this, everything changes. You stop looking for permission from others to live your life. You stop waiting for the right circumstances to be happy. You stop believing that you need to fix yourself before you can love yourself. You realize that the happiness you seek, the love you crave, the peace you long for, it's all already within you. This doesn't mean life becomes easy or that you'll never face challenges. What it means is that you face those challenges from a completely different place. Instead of feeling like a victim of circumstances, you recognize that you have the power to respond from your highest self. Instead of believing that problems are happening to you, you understand that they're happening for you, to help you grow, to strengthen your connection to your divine nature, to remind you of who you really are. When you're going through difficult times, instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what is this trying to teach me? How is this experience helping me remember my true nature? How can I use this situation to express more love, more compassion, more understanding? You see, every challenge in your life is actually an opportunity to go within and connect with that infinite source of strength and wisdom that resides there. Every moment of pain is a call to return home to yourself. Every experience of fear is an invitation to choose love instead. The energy of God within you is always moving you toward your highest good, even when it doesn't feel that way. Sometimes that means you'll be guided away from situations that aren't serving you. Sometimes it means doors will close so that better ones can open. Sometimes it means you'll experience loss so that you can make room for something greater. Trust this process. Trust the intelligence within you that knows exactly what you need for your spiritual growth. This doesn't mean being passive or waiting for life to happen to you. It means taking inspired action, action that comes from that quiet place within you where you know what's right for you. How do you access this inner guidance? It's simpler than you might think. You go within. You create quiet moments in your day where you can hear your inner voice. You meditate, you pray, you spend time in nature. You do whatever helps you feel connected to your source. But here's what's crucial. You don't do these things to get something from God. You do them to remember that you are one with God. You're not trying to convince some external deity to help you. You're aligning with the divine energy that you already are. When you pray, you're not begging for favors. You're acknowledging your connection to the infinite. When you meditate, you're not trying to empty your mind. You're creating space for your true nature to shine through. When you spend time in nature, you're not just enjoying the scenery. You're remembering that you're part of the same creative force that grows the trees and moves the clouds. This understanding transforms how you see yourself and others. When you recognize the divine in yourself, you begin to see it in everyone else too. That person who annoys you, that difficult family member, that stranger on the street, they're all expressions of the same divine energy that you are. They may have forgotten their true nature, just as you once did, but the essence of who they are is sacred. This doesn't mean you have to like everyone's behavior or agree with their choices. It means you recognize that beneath the personality, beneath the ego, beneath the fear and confusion, there's a divine spark in every person. When you interact with others from this awareness, everything changes. You stop taking things personally because you understand that other people's actions come from their level of consciousness, not from some truth about who you are. You become more compassionate because you remember that everyone is doing the best they can from their current level of awareness. You become more patient because you understand that everyone is on their own spiritual path, learning their own lessons, growing at their own pace. This doesn't make you a pushover or naive. In fact, it makes you stronger because you're operating from love rather than fear. You can set healthy boundaries while still honoring the divine in others. You can stand up for what's right without attacking what's wrong. You can be firm in your convictions while remaining open to growth and change. When you live from this awareness, you stop trying to control other people. You stop trying to make them understand you or approve of you or behave the way you think they should. You focus on being the change you want to see in the world. You become a living example of what it looks like to remember your divine nature. And here's something beautiful that happens when you truly embody this truth. When you live from the awareness that God is the energy within you, you give others permission to remember their divine nature too. You become a mirror that reflects back to them who they really are. Without preaching or trying to convince anyone, you inspire them simply by being authentically yourself. This is how the world changes, not through force or manipulation or trying to convince people they're wrong. It changes one person at a time as individuals remember who they really are and start living from that truth. Your life becomes a prayer. Every kind word you speak, every loving action you take, every moment you choose peace over conflict, love over fear, understanding over judgment. These become expressions of the divine working through you. You realize that you don't have to wait until you die to experience heaven. Heaven is a state of consciousness, and it's available to you right now. It's the awareness that you are one with all life, that you are connected to something infinitely greater than your individual self, yet you are that infinite something expressing itself as your unique individual self. This transforms how you approach your goals and dreams. Instead of trying to force things to happen through willpower alone, you align your desires with the creative force within you. You set intentions from a place of love and trust, knowing that what's meant for you will come to you in perfect timing. You take inspired action while remaining unattached to specific outcomes, trusting that something even better than what you can imagine might unfold. You stop measuring your success by external standards and start measuring it by how aligned you feel with your true nature. Success becomes about how much love you're expressing, how much joy you're experiencing, how much peace you're cultivating, how much you're growing as a spiritual being. This doesn't mean you don't have material goals or that you don't care about practical matters. It means you approach these things from a different consciousness. You work toward your goals with dedication and effort, but you hold them lightly, knowing that your true fulfillment comes from the connection to your source, not from external achievement. Money, relationships, career success, recognition, these can all be wonderful additions to your life, but they're not the source of your happiness. The source of your happiness is the divine energy within you, and that can never be taken away. It doesn't depend on circumstances. It doesn't require other people's approval. It's always there, always available, always ready to fill you with peace and joy and love. When you understand this, you stop being needy in your relationships. You stop looking to others to complete you or make you happy. You bring your wholeness to your relationships instead of seeking wholeness through them. This makes you more attractive to others and creates healthier, more fulfilling connections. You also stop being afraid of being alone because you realize you're never really alone. The presence of the divine is always with you because it is you. In your quiet moments, you feel connected to all of life. In your solitude, you experience the deepest intimacy with your true self. This awareness also changes how you deal with fear. Fear is not your enemy. It's often a sign that you're about to grow. When fear arises, instead of running from it or being paralyzed by it, you can go within and connect with the courage that's always available to you. You remember that you are backed by the power of the universe, that you are never given more than you can handle, that every experience is contributing to your spiritual evolution. You start to see that what you once called problems are actually opportunities. What you once called failures are actually lessons. What you once called endings are actually new beginnings. You develop what I like to call spiritual perspective, the ability to see the bigger picture, to trust the process even when you can't see where it's leading. But this doesn't happen overnight. Remembering your divine nature is a process, not a destination. Some days you'll feel completely connected to your source. Other days you'll forget and get caught up in the drama of everyday life. That's okay. That's part of being human. The key is to be gentle with yourself and keep coming back to the truth of who you are. Create daily practices that help you remember. Maybe it's morning meditation, maybe it's evening gratitude, maybe it's taking walks in nature, maybe it's reading inspiring books, maybe it's listening to music that lifts your spirit. Find what works for you and make it a priority. These aren't luxuries, they're necessities for staying connected to your source. Surround yourself with people who support your spiritual growth. Limit your time with those who constantly complain, judge, or drain your energy. Seek out friends who inspire you, who believe in possibilities, who see the good in life. You become like the people you spend the most time with, so choose wisely. Pay attention to what you feed your mind, the books you read, the shows you watch, the conversations you engage in, the thoughts you entertain. All of these either lift your consciousness or lower it. Choose content that inspires you, that reminds you of your potential, that helps you remember who you really are. Practice seeing the divine in everyday moments, the sunrise that greets you each morning, the smile of a child, the kindness of a stranger, the beauty of a flower. These are all expressions of the same creative force that lives within you. When you train yourself to see the sacred in the ordinary, you stay connected to the truth of your nature. Remember that you came into this world with a purpose. You're not here by accident. You're not just taking up space. You're here to express your unique gifts, to share your love, to contribute to the healing and awakening of the world. The same force that created you also gave you everything you need to fulfill your mission. Your mission isn't necessarily to do something grand or famous. Your mission is to be yourself, your authentic, loving, creative self. When you do that, you inspire others to do the same. When you remember your divine nature, you help others remember theirs. When you live from love, you add more love to the world. And that's what the world needs right now. People who remember who they really are. People who live from their hearts instead of their fears. People who choose love over judgment, understanding over condemnation, hope over despair. People who know that God isn't somewhere else. God is the energy inside them and inside every other living being. You have the power to transform your life simply by remembering this truth. You don't need special training or years of study or anyone's permission. You just need to go within and reconnect with what you already know in your heart, that you are a divine being having a human experience, not a human being trying to have a divine experience. The love you seek is within you. The peace you crave is within you. The joy you desire is within you. The answers you need are within you. The strength to overcome any challenge is within you. The wisdom to make the right choices is within you. Everything you need is within you because God, the creative force of the universe, is within you. Stop looking outside yourself for what you already possess. Stop believing you're not good enough, smart enough, worthy enough. Stop waiting for permission to live your life fully. Stop hiding your light out of fear of what others might think. You are a miracle. You are a gift to the world. You are exactly what life needs you to be. The same intelligence that creates galaxies beats your heart. The same love that moves the stars flows through your veins. The same power that parted seas and moved mountains is available to you right now. This is not metaphor. This is not wishful thinking. This is the fundamental truth of your existence. You are not separate from the divine. You are the divine expressing itself as you. Once you truly understand this, once you really get it in your bones, everything in your life begins to shift. You start making decisions from love instead of fear. You start trusting your intuition instead of overthinking everything. You start believing in possibilities instead of limitations. You start seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. You start feeling grateful instead of resentful. You start experiencing joy instead of just seeking happiness. And as you transform, the world around you transforms too. Your relationships improve because you bring your wholeness to them. Your work becomes more fulfilling because you approach it from your authentic self. Your health improves because you're aligned with the life force within you. Your creativity expands because you're connected to the infinite source of all creativity. This is your birthright. This is who you really are. Not who you should become, not who you might be someday, who you are right now in this moment. The divine energy that created everything is not separate from you. It is you. It's been you all along. You just forgot for a while. When you fully accept this truth, you begin to live differently. You wake up each morning knowing that you carry within you the same creative force that paints the sunrise. You go to sleep each night grateful for another day of expressing your divine nature in human form. Every interaction becomes sacred because you recognize that you're having a conversation between two aspects of the same universal consciousness. This awareness transforms even the most mundane activities. Washing dishes becomes a meditation on the flow of life. Walking becomes a celebration of your body's ability to move through space. Breathing becomes a conscious communion with the life force that sustains you. Working becomes an opportunity to serve the world with your unique gifts. Even challenges become invitations to demonstrate the power of divine love working through you. You start to understand that there are no coincidences in your life. Every person you meet, every book that finds its way to you, every opportunity that presents itself, every setback that redirects your path, all of these are perfectly orchestrated by the intelligence within you that knows exactly what you need for your highest growth. You stop fighting against life and start dancing with it. This doesn't mean you become passive or stop setting goals. It means you learn to hold your plans lightly while staying open to something even better unfolding. You make your decisions from a place of inspiration rather than desperation. You act from possibility rather than limitation. You choose based on what expands you